Welcome back to Broken Bobby's transformation page. In the late 80s, I became involved with drugs and would eventually become part of that lifestyle of trafficking, addiction, and violence. Over the next 20 years, I would be in and out of jail and prison. If you're thinking about trying something or you're dealing with addiction, your life don't need to go down the same path mine did. I hurt a lot of people, both physically and emotionally. These are my stories of how I transformed my life, and you can too. Let's get it. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the thumbnail and the title, this one is Glen Helen erupts over disrespect in the kitchen. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, smash that like button, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and share this video. It's really helping us to grow. So I caught my first case in 1992. It was like a brandishing ADW ghost gun kind of thing. So that was before that term was being used. But so they were housing me in the Central Detention Center on Rialto Avenue in San Bernardino. And by the time when I finally got done with court and everything, they had sentenced me to a county lid. What a county lid is that's a year in the county jail. Now, I don't know if that's still considered a county lid because I heard you can spend more time in the county jail than that now, but drop a comment and let me know on that. So they send me to Glen Helen Rehabilitation Center in DeVore in San Bernardino County. And when you get there, you come in through the gates and everything. They receive you and all that. And then either you're going to go to the blocks, which basically is like cell living, or you're going to go out to the yard and it's like a barracks setup. There is a building to the left and a building to the right, and a kitchen over in the front, basically. So if and then there's a track that goes around the yard, and then there's like a mini yard on each side. And I hear they're doing pretrial out there now. They're sending everybody out there for pretrial, but in my time, that was, you were a sentenced inmate already when you went out there. And if you were coming from the kitchen, if you were on that left side in those barracks, then you were basically doing your time. If you were on the barracks to the right, you were a weekender. Now, as I understand it, there's a lot of community service and stuff that's being done in San Bernardino, and the weekenders aren't actually turning themselves in. They just go to the community service type of thing. So I was working in the kitchen. I was the salad man. I basically had a big long knife that I would chop lettuce up with, and it was tied down to the counter. So that was my job. That's what I did. I'd go there in the early morning and chop up my salad, and at end of shift, a lot of people were smuggling things back into the barracks. That was a hustle for a lot of people, whether it be like peanut butter maybe, or whatever it may have been. Everybody was getting their hustle on and bringing stuff back. Well, on this one particular day, there was a disagreement between a black inmate and a Southsider inmate. And now I don't know exactly what it was about. I don't believe that it got physical in the kitchen. But when we went back to the barracks after our shift, the issue was brought back. Now, what I mean by that is the people that were involved with that, they went and they basically told their people that, they felt disrespected or whatever it may have been. I don't know if it was a physical situation in there. It didn't happen in close proximity to me, but I was aware of it. And so I come back, I let my people know as well. And when they would release day room, it would erupt. Now, let me explain to you the build up to that, if you're not familiar, if you've never been in jail or prison. And so you come out to this day room area. It's a bigger area that I believe it was either four buildings or four barracks, or maybe it might have been six. I don't remember. This was 92. Like I said, I haven't been back to Glen Helen since. But, if you wanted to, you could go out there, you could watch TV. If you had they called it a juice card. It was like a little debit card where you can go like get a soda or something from the vending machine type of thing. A lot of people would go play cards and stuff like that when the day room was out. And it was a good way to communicate with people. If, say, one of your homeboys wasn't in the barracks you were in, then, you go out there and you could chop it up and have some fun. So normally it's a loud environment. People are chopping it up with their homies and screaming across the room at their buddies or whatever. Uh, like it's loud out there. But whenever there's something going on, there's something in the air, basically, it will get really quiet. And that's usually a warning sign that something bad is about to happen. So when you're in a incarcerated situation, such as the county jail or prison, when it gets quiet, you really start paying attention. Typically, what will happen is the races, or the groups, I should say, because sometimes there's different races in different groups, but the groups will start grouping up. And, you might have 50 Southsiders over here, 40, 50 blacks over here, all the white guys over here. You go with who you're familiar with, because if something like this kicks off, these are the people you are going to rely on for your safety and well-being. If something happens to you, your people are the ones that are going to help you, and you're going to help your people in return. So people start grouping up, and it's in. I don't realize that it's inevitable that it's going to go down, but you could. This was my first time being locked up, and I could tell something was up. And my homeboys said, "Let's go kick it over here," and we kind of pushed into our barracks just a little bit. There was 20, 30, 40. A decent sized group of us. So we had made a decision that, well, there was a decision made. I didn't have nothing to do with this decision, but there was a decision made that we were not going to participate in this if this did happen. So, what we wanted to do was remove ourselves as far away from the situation as possible, but at the same time, everybody's nosy, to keep it 100. So you want to see what's going on, but you want to be far enough away to where you don't catch some friendly fire or some unfriendly fire, for that matter. People fighting, somebody falls, they land on you. Now you're involved. Now, your homeboys get involved, that type of stuff. So, yeah, it went off. The blacks and the Hispanics, it was pretty nasty. As far as I could tell, there weren't any weapons involved. There were some people that were leaking by the time it was over with, and a bunch of pepper spray. And, they basically took everybody out to the yard that was involved. One group went into the mini yard. The other group went out onto the main yard, like on the basketball courts. And they put these zip ties on your hands because they just don't have enough handcuffs to handcuff everybody. And then they figure out what they're going to do with everybody. And they basically lock the building down, the barracks, put everybody on bunk status, which I always thought was funny because, how are you going to keep me from getting off my bunk if I really want to? But it wasn't our situation, so we went on bunk status. I think I grabbed a book and started reading, and that was that, ugly situation. And the thing about this is I tell this story to let you know, if you've never been locked up and you are dealing with addiction and you feel like you may be heading that way, it don't necessarily need to be your problem for it to be your problem when you're locked up. So I would suggest that if you are thinking about getting into sobriety, find a meeting or something to where you can get some assistance with getting clean. I mean, uh, the alternate is, these going to these institutions or ending up unalived yourself. From uh, the things that happen in the drug world. So family, fitness, and freedom are the things that help me to get my life together, and I feel like they can help you as well. Go get some gym time. The thing about gym time is when you are working out, the body releases chemicals similar to those that are released when you're using drugs while you're working out. I don't know if it's dopamine that goes into your brain, or maybe it might be another chemical. Drop a comment if you know what that is. It's been a long time since I studied that stuff, but I know that you get those feel good chemicals pumping into your brain when you're working out. And, a lot of times, even when I don't want to, I go because I know I'll feel better when I'm done. So that's my video for the day on Glen Helen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're new to sobriety, welcome. You can do this. I believe in you. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash that like button, drop a comment, and let me know what you think. If I got anything wrong as far as the layout of Glen Helen, please feel free to drop a comment and share with us so we can correct the record on that one. Also, share the video. It's really helping us to grow. We just surpassed 1,100 subs. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. And you can now become a member of the channel if you so choose. Hit that join button, and it will show you the different levels of memberships that are attainable. And if you see something that you like, you can join. That is like a month-to-month thing, but you can cancel that at any time if you feel like it isn't something that's worth it. So we'll be doing some members only lives and some exclusive early content for members as well. So be on the lookout for that. Don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.